Welcome everyone to today's podcast. I am very happy you're here with us. Today, we are talking about a topic that many people think they understand, but very few really practice every day. We're talking about the power of positivity. Life is not always easy, problems appear all the time, and sometimes it feels impossible to stay positive. For that reason, today we have a special guest, a psychologist with many years of experience helping people during difficult situations. Thank you so much for being here. To start, I want to ask you something simple but very important. What does being positive really mean in life? Thank you for the invitation. I'm very glad to be here. Many people think being positive means smiling all the time or pretending everything is perfect, but that is not true. Being positive does not mean ignoring problems or pain. Being positive means understanding that life has difficult moments, but you choose how you react to them. It is about accepting reality, feeling your emotions, and then deciding to move forward with hope instead of fear. In my experience, positive people are not people without problems. They are people who learn how to face problems with a stronger and calmer mindset. That's very interesting because many people feel guilty when they feel sad or tired, like they are failing at being positive. Why do you think positivity is so hard, especially in difficult times? Because our brain is naturally focused on danger and problems. This helped humans survive in the past, but today it creates stress, anxiety, and negative thinking. When something bad happens, the brain immediately thinks, this will never get better, or everything is going wrong. I have worked with many people who lost jobs, ended relationships, or felt lost in life, and almost all of them believed their situation was permanent. Positivity is hard because it requires awareness and practice. It is a skill, not a personality trait. The good news is that anyone can train it, even during very dark moments. Can you share a real example from your work that shows how positivity can change someone's life? Of course. I remember a patient who came to my office feeling completely defeated. He had lost his job, his confidence was very low, and he believed he was useless. At first, we didn't try to make him happy. We focused on the small changes. Every day, he wrote one thing he did well, even if it was very small, like waking up early or helping someone at home. After a few weeks, his internal dialogue changed. He stopped saying, I'm a failure, and he started saying, I'm having a hard time, but I'm learning. Months later, he found a new job, but more importantly, he found self respect. Positivity did not change his life instantly, but it changed the way he saw himself, and that changed everything. Wow, that example feels very real and relatable. Many listeners are probably thinking, okay, but how can I start? What is one simple habit people can practice to stay positive in daily life? One very powerful habit is how you talk to yourself. Most people speak to themselves in a very cruel way, saying things they could never say to a friend. Positivity that starts with changing that voice. Instead of saying, I'm bad at this, you can say, I'm still learning. This small change reduces the stress and increases motivation. Another important habit is gratitude, but not in a fake way. I don't mean saying, I'm grateful when you feel terrible. I mean recognizing small things like having food, having time, or having the opportunity to try again tomorrow. These small thoughts slowly reprogram the brain. Many people feel positive in good moments, but everything changes when problems appear. What advice could you give to someone who is going through a very hard time right now? I could tell them this: you don't need to be strong all the time. Allow yourself to feel sad, tired, or confused. Positivity is not about forcing happiness, it's about not giving up on yourself. Difficult times do not define who you are, they reveal who you are becoming. When life gets hard, focus on what you can control: your actions, your attitude, and your next small step. Even breathing calmly for 1 minute is a positive action. Progress is not loud, it is quiet and consistent. What you said before really makes people think. Many listeners write to us saying they want to be positive, but they feel tired of trying. They say, I try to think positive, but nothing changes. What would you say to those people? This is a very common feeling, and it's very human. Many people expect positivity to change their external life very fast, but that's not how it works. Positivity first changes your internal world. When nothing outside changes, people think positivity is useless, but actually, something very important is happening inside them. Their reactions become calmer, their thoughts become clearer, and their decisions become better. These changes are invisible at first, but they prepare you for future opportunities. Positivity is not magic, it is preparation. That's powerful. Are there common mistakes people make when they try to be positive? Yes, many. One big mistake is toxic positivity. This happens when people force themselves to be happy and ignore pain, saying things like, everything is fine, when everything is not fine. only creates more frustration. Another mistake is comparing your life with others. Social media shows perfect moments, not real struggles. When people compare, they feel behind, weak, or unsuccessful. True positivity comes from honesty with yourself, not from pretending or competing with others. You mentioned honesty with yourself. How can someone be honest without falling into negativity? Honesty means saying, this hurts, but I will take care of myself. Negativity says, this hurts, and it will always be like this. The difference is hope. When you are honest, you accept the pain, but you don't build your identity around it. I often tell my patients to describe their situation like weather. A storm is strong, but it passes. You don't say, the sky is broken forever. You say, today is a stormy day. This way of thinking creates emotional distance and protects your mental health. That metaphor is very clear. Let's talk about daily life. What are some simple actions people can do every day to train positivity? One simple action is starting the day without your phone for the first 10 minutes. This gives your mind space before problems, news, or comparisons enter your head. Another action is movement, walking, stretching, or light exercise helps release stress and improves mood naturally. Also, choosing your environment matters a lot. Spending time with negative people all the time drains your energy. You don't need to cut people off, but you need balance. Positivity grows in healthy environments. Some people feel positive one day and negative the next. They think they are failing. Is that normal? It's completely normal. Positivity is not a straight line, it goes up and down. Even emotionally healthy people have bad days. The goal is not to feel good every day, but to recover faster. If before it took you 1 week to feel okay again, and now it takes 1 day, that is progress. People often ignore this improvement because it's not dramatic, but a small emotional recovery is a huge victory. Before we finish this part, what message could you like to give to someone listening right now who feels lost or unmotivated? I would say this: you are not weak because you feel tired. You are human. Life does not need you to be perfect, it needs you to keep going. Positivity is not about having a perfect life, but believing that your life still has value, even on bad days. One small positive action today is enough. You don't need to fix everything. Just don't give up on yourself. That decision alone can slowly change your entire life. That's a beautiful message. Thank you so much for sharing your experience and wisdom with us. I'm sure many people listening feel understood and calmer now. Thank you. If even one person decides to be kinder to themselves today, then this conversation already has meaning.